How's it going? Welcome to our third Dev Diary. This is all going to be audio mostly. I mean, there's going to be photos and some video, but for the most part, this is just going to be a quick one. I'm going to go over where we're at right now and what the launch points are moving forward. So anyway, over the summer, I moved, which caused a shift for me to hurry up and accelerate some of the timeline on this project. So I took advantage of that move to go down to Baton Rouge for 2 weeks and knock out my first round of interviews. And it was a much needed growing experience. After doing those 10 interviews, just because of the circumstance and timing, like I said, it probably saved myself several months worth of backtracking and reassessment that would have come deeper into the project. Some of those issues I half expected, though, like the fact that I am an amateur at this. I'm an amateur filmmaker. I'm an amateur, interviewer, everything. I'm closer to neophyte. But I expected to have some missteps. I'm not a strong interviewer, and I need to practice, and I saw where a lot of my weaknesses were. I'm also learning the equipment I have and trying to upgrade, but I also hit a lot of walls and made errors using it that would be much costlier further into this. Whether it was poor focus or audio desync, or if I put it up here, you'll see that I kept trying to get signs and things and wasn't using the Steadicam feature correctly, or I could have just used the damn tripod, but I was stubborn. And bad lighting, bad framing. I definitely hit the bingo card on my do stuff wrong, list. As I correct and learn from that, I actually find myself incredibly happy when things went right or when something accidentally good happened for me to learn. Even with these errors, I still have a lot to use from every interview I did, even when those interviews didn't go as well. So with some people I interviewed, it was so smooth that I often just let them jabber on. I didn't really need to ask more than, "Oh, what's that?" before a story would flow forth. Some took a second to get going, but 2 or 3 were a little rough for us involved. These interviews were with people I knew really well too, like, for instance, Brian Domain, who we have often over the last couple decades had to crawl out of a room from one another because we're crying, laughing in a feedback loop and we have to get away. No awkwardness there between us as humans. So whenever him and I sat down, it was an incredibly painful interview for both of us. I asked questions that flowed with other people that kind of made him shrug or go, "I don't really know much about that." And then when we walked out, we were actually having the interview at Corey Ockhutt's house. And Corey asked us how the interview went, and we both kind of went, not as well as we liked, this, or that. We both knew. We were both aware. And Domain kind of made the comment, he's like, "Yeah, I kind of feel like it would have been better if I had other people talk, like a group setting." And then we moved a little bit past it, and as we were hanging out, him and Corey just started riffing on each other. They started bringing up stories. They started talking about music things. And it was like, oh, yeah, he's absolutely right. In the future, I need to take some of these band interviews, and it's got to be multiple members of the band sitting down. Let them riff. Let them tell the story. Let them correct one another. Let them flow. Because, yeah, some people, they can just talk. They don't need anybody else around. They've got the stories. They've got it. And I've definitely got a lot of interviews with plenty of that information in it. But, yeah, so it was proof in the pudding. We just have to change it. So, as I said, some people are great on their own, and in some cases, I do want to have specific solo interviews, but moving forward, I intend to have a healthy mix of duo group and solo. This may make some people more comfortable or excited if you know it's you and a bandmate or another bartender or a co-worker you'll be trading stories with. So, going forward, let's see. Basically, I'm going to be releasing snippets of the interviews I did over the summer, starting in January. And but a more full and realized version of this project isn't really going to be out until probably over a year from now. There's just too many interviews to do, and even that might be an ambitious timeline still. But I will definitely start again with spring interviews and hopefully a couple summer interviews. There may be an Xmas or a Christmas trip coming up right now, but I can't confirm that because, as I said, I'm still recovering this year financially from making a move across country and doing other things. So all I can say right now, like I said, I'm trying to make this short, and I already have it. Keep reaching out to me. Thank you to those of you that have offered to participate. I'm eagerly looking forward to scheduling you once I have a calendar. Also, I'm always taking photos or videos to use as long as they are yours to let me use. I don't need a photo of you that Frank McMains took so that he can come at me for copyright. Love you, Frank, and I'm just kidding. I hope you know that. I love it when you actually go after those people who are taking your art that you made. But anyway, so that's it. Won't do another one of these until I have another round of interviews or until I'm a little bit past those first snippets that I'll release at the beginning of the year. But until then, just keep reaching out, keep DMing me, keep emailing me. Yeah, you have a good one, guys.